Nature, the size of this, the scope and the size, it just happens to be convenient. You know, it's a flood wall, it runs for miles. We've got unlimited canvas here, so the sky's the limit. Sort of like the hieroglyphics of the 20th and 21st century.
I think they're terrific. I just, it's just, creative art is just hard to believe.
'97 when it first started, and what it was that we had like places for DJs to go, places for MCs to go, places for dancers to go, like all the other elements of hip hop or the culture, but we had no places for the artists. So we like went and scoped out places where we would feel that it would get the most exposure. For years and years, people have been scribbling on this wall but never actually doing pieces. So the first year it turned out perfectly. We only had like 100 artists. It went off without a hitch. We didn't have any spectators, none. Whoever's painting or whoever's with them or supporting them came down here.
Last year at this time right now, kids were burning shit up.
I haven't ever expected anything. I've always brought my own paint and just done it on my own, so.
I heard they gave free paint last year. Is that not true?
We did get free paint and we did give out a lot, but there wasn't enough to go around. And we went around, when we like asked people for free paint. We spent our whole time getting paint for everybody. Driving around, like picking up paint from people who were willing to donate it. So, I mean, everyone works to have it.
Free paint last year, right?
That's funny. Nah, the guy who took off and kind of left everything hanging, he promised everybody paint. He promised lots of that he couldn't keep, and so I think that's another reason why he disappeared. Because when everything went down, everybody was looking for one person, and you know, he disappeared. So everybody went crazy. That's another reason why, because a lot of those people came on his word that they had free paint, free place to stay, free food. I mean, I'm like. And that's why a lot of people came, I think, too, because it was like, oh, free. When you tell people they got to pay to register, or they got to send a portfolio in, or they got to pay for their own paint, they got to find their own place to stay, they're not going to show up there. But when you tell them it's free, you know, they show up.
I think initially the mayor okayed the deal, if I'm not mistaken. He okayed the deal, and he was like, sure, you know, we have these guys, these artists come to St. Louis and paint, express their artwork. And then there was kind of, I think last year it may have gotten a little bit out of hand, like some of the signs and everything wasn't on the wall like it was supposed to be.
Anytime you invite people into your city, you're going to have bad things happen.
And I think maybe some guys, who weren't even involved in this organization, you know, it's like one or two guys ended up giving it a bad name.
So I think they were afraid to let it go on because they were afraid that no one's going to clean up again. Everybody's going to spray paint all over the businesses across the street, just like they did last year, and that there would be no one accountable for anybody's actions, because they said it was like, I don't believe, they said it was like $2 million worth of damage or some crazy junk like that.
And so they lumped the bad apples with these guys, and so then the mayor decided to cancel.
I just gotta know not to burn it up. A lot of kids fucked up. Even we do, you know? But we didn't know. Like last year, I mean, everybody was rocking shit. But now everybody knew, so like nobody, as you see, everything's clean, so there should be no problems. You know what I'm saying?
the mayor tried to skunk them out, but because of a few problems last year. But I think the city's got to take a little bit more responsibility on their own to promote this sort of thing.
It said that last year the mayor came out and gave a blessing or something, that we had his blessing, and I thought that was kind of funny because, I mean, if he really cared about it, we would have had like porta potties and things like that.
Right, those
I
are
mean,
new this year, right?
I don't know who's responsible for it. Do we even have porta potties this year then?
There's some down there.
Point is, I think that if the vandalism's kept at a quiet roar, or at least mischievous graphics in the wrong places, if that's kept down and it returns, I think it can become a real national event, you know, a big thing. I think it will draw the best people around.
After all the heat he got about it, it's like, look, all these guys are coming in from out of town, from Denver, wherever, and they can't cancel now.
Yeah.
And I think there was fear that the graffiti guys would get upset and just
Go all over the
destroy the town. Yeah. And so he went back on his word and decided, okay, we'll allow it, but there were certain guidelines that were set that these guys, I think, have to follow. I mean, I'm not positive on all of those.
I don't know if it'll quite turn out like that,
Right.
but whatever.
What color are you gonna do? Yellow and what else?
This is just the sketch. I'm gonna go over all this. This is just to help me get the outline. Then I'll do all the dark blue and all that.
Cabo is the one you turn to. Cabo fills your needs. Cabo changes fear to compassion. Cabo plants a seed. Cabo sees the world united. Cabo sets you free. 'Cause everything about the Cabo relation is what the people feel and see. Cabo. Cabo siente el amor de la gente, the love of people feels and needs. Cabo relinquish the world to romantic sanity of humanity. Cabo sees the world united, Cabo sets you free. 'Cause everything about the Cabo relation is what the people feel and see. Cabo.
Omni. I lived in Denver for 4 to 5 years, came from Oklahoma. That's where I started, in Oklahoma. This year, it seemed like it wasn't as many riders as it was last year, but more spectators though this year. Yeah. A lot of different people come to check it out. That's just cool. Colorado, FRC, yeah. SWS, Web Crew.
Invade and Destroy. Second year St. Louis.
Second year. It's SKC down here. This is my crew. Right here we got Sweat, SWS crew, IAD from Denver. Got George, another kid from Denver, George. Pretty tight. Zach. We got Joel and Skate, also from Denver.
You guys checking out today? You're gonna hang out, see if you get free barbecue.
Might get some barbecue and just jet.
What are you like?
Oh, Real 13 from Indianapolis. Nap Town. Midwest, representing.
First, second year in St. Louis.
This is my second year. We come last year and represented last year. Come out again. There's a lot less people this year though. Yeah, I started walls first, and but not too long after I was doing walls, I was going to the freight yards. Once somebody, kind of showed me the ropes of how to get in them and stuff. The dude right shore, Cat does he does a lot of praise. He's the one that kind of showed me the ropes about the yards and everything, how to get in there, and how to paint. I usually freestyle all the time with freights. That's what I like about doing freights. You go in there, and just, really do something. You can do something dope, and if it's freestyle, sometimes they turn out nice and sometimes they don't, you know what I mean? Just depending on, really what the weather conditions are like, too. We get snow, in our state, so we'll go out in the snow and be painting, in those freights. It gets cold as hell. Those things are freezing, you know what I mean? The paint don't stick hardly on them. But, I don't know, usually just do, bottoms and stuff during the winter because you really can't get nice, you know what I mean? Get about a group of 3 to 4 people. One time we had 6 cats on one freight. We did 3 of us did one side, a hopper. It was fat too, It was like an end to end. Just real dope pieces. It was in broad daylight too. We did 3 people on one side and 3 people on the other crew on the other side. Did the whole thing. It was nice.
All right, DOSE, D-O-S-E, Indianapolis, Style Syndicate crew.
What's the area code?
317. Yeah, it started out bombing. Then I learned, boy Slope from MEWell crew, 18. He showed me pretty much the ropes and shit, and I don't know, just took me in the yard and got busy.
What did you paint last year? Were you here last year?
Yeah, we painted the wall over there. But it was it had different languages and different styles, different symbology. So it was about that. It was about the beginning and the birth. Drew graffiti, volcanoes and cracks.
And so
and
what made
the wild styles.
What made you decide to paint the train this year?
This year? Because we're original old school subway bombers. And pretty much that's all. We started from the first wave of graffiti writers. Our crew has roots. If we're gonna represent out here, the painting walls are cool. The painting freights are cool. But we're riders. We're riders, you know what I'm saying? Subway riders, subway bombers.
You got anything like this in Chicago?
Yeah. but like just more loosely, like when riders get together. Now there's like a crackdown, so we don't have it like this, like not disorganized. So like Chicago's organized, but no matter how organized you are, they buff you.
They hold it in the spring in Chicago?
No. Just like there's a war on graffiti in Chicago right now.
Something the city's doing?
Yeah.
The city's after graffiti writers.
Yeah. They're after riders. They're being all stupid about it.
When did that start?
It's been like that, but like that's why it's like Chicago's like like a lot of underground. So like we refuse to like stop painting trains, walls, buses. But that's where our pride. That's where we start. That's our evolution. That's where our pride is. For Chicago, that's all. That's what we got. You know what I'm saying? We're sober riders. So like, I guess it's cool like if you do these like mural projects, which I do. You know, I do all the time. Like I said, that's what I do. But you also have to let them do it. You know, do the artwork. And, like some of the like this going to war graffiti writers, they go over like stuff that's commissioned too. You know what I'm saying? Not just like whatever graffiti.
That's why the city's kind of after?
No, I'm talking about like the city. The city goes over commissioned walls.
I see. I thought you meant other artists.
Like, see, like imagine you get paid, you know what I'm saying, $1,000 or something to do this, and like dailies, thugs or whatever, like they're goofballs. They don't know, you know, they're whatever. They're out on their own. They go out and they go buff it without nobody's knowledge. That's what they do in Chicago. And just like us, we do what we want to do, they do what they want to do. Like I said, kids gotta learn. They think they're the only ones sometimes because they do 1 or 2 in the 3 or 4 years, or even if they did 20, they gotta learn. They gotta learn. There's years to it, you know?
I have 3 shops in that area, the Quad City area. I have one in Rock Island, one in Davenport, and then one in Iowa City.
What kind of shops do you do?
They're mostly graffiti. I basically sell, you know, graffiti-related companies, hip-hop-related companies, apparel, vinyl, graffiti supplies, magazines, I mean anything you can think of that has anything to do with the 5 elements of hip-hop.
What are you riding? Right, Hoax?
He was 17 years old, a 17-year-old kid who was painting on a train trestle, or is that where it was?
Yeah. I can't remember where it was. But...
And then the gist of the story is the train was coming, and no one knows whether he jumped on his own or if he was knocked off the tracks, and he actually died as a result of drowning.
Kid, Brian Murphy, really cool guy. He died.
I guess try to go out there.
When he was out spray painting, racking, and that kind of like triggered the whole thing like a week ago. and they try to call in the permits to see if we have permits, try to see who the organizers were.
The mayor did a radio interview on one of the stations, and the father of this kid called in. He's like, you know, let these kids do this. And he was going off on the mayor, and he had a pretty legitimate beef, but then Mayor Harmon came back and he said, I got a question for you. He said, no, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm just saying, what is your son doing out at 2:30 in the morning on a train truss, you know, on private property? He said, if they're going to do it in sanctioned areas. And, so it was interesting.
It's kind of shitty to me. I mean, they're going to sit there and call themselves graffiti writers. Some kid died while he was painting, you know? Yeah. How hardcore, you know?
The media kind of helped us this time by, you know, making it a big deal, making a big deal out of it. So when it did get passed and they said yes, everybody knew about it. So they're showing interest in it this year. We didn't get this last year and the year before. It was like whoever came from out of town, whoever in St. Louis knew about it was down here. Now everybody's taking their turn, going up and down the street.